Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 187 of our crafting podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, also Etsy at Knit for Brains Designs.
And you can find me on Ravelry and on Instagram as Loopy Stitcher, all one word, spelled Lupysticher.
Weather report. It was hot. Now it's cool.
Do you feel like you're being rushed? Okay.
I'm angry.
Today is a beautiful day. The humidity's gone down.
It's
and
not good.
If we could have days like this, I would love it.
No,
yes.
It's too cold. I had to wear a jacket to a sweatshirt this morning while I went for my walk. No. I
love
need
this
to
weather.
be tank top and tanning and sun and heat and all that good stuff. So, alrighty. We're going to keep this moving along because I'm hangry.
Yes, she is.
And I need food. FOs.
No.
Okay. I've got 3. I'll start with the sweater I was doing. I have everything shoved all in one bag. Which the main part of the sweater is Wedding Cake by Arkansas Yarn Co. Look at me remembering. I do not remember which one this is though. The self-striping is...
That's me.
Okay, Night Owl Fibers. Oh. Nope, not that one. Rainbow Promise, which I have a full skein of that left. So the sweater ended up taking me 2 of the main color and then not even a full self-striping. The pattern did call for sport weight and we were using fingering weight. I knit the size large, and it is the Sock Arms cardigan, which you can get the pattern on Ravelry, but I had the Knit Happy with Self-Striping yarn book. I have already sent it off to the yarn store, and they have already received it, but it did take a photo when I pinned it out for blocking, except for we went to a festival and I have tons and tons of pictures of the kids first. Okay, here we go. So that's what it looked like.
Oh, very nice.
So I blocked it, I woven the ends, I blocked it. The only thing I did not do was put on the buttons, which that's up to them. Laura was like, oh, well, we might not put buttons on. I'm like, well, there's 11 buttonholes, so you're probably going to want to put buttons on. I'm like, I wrote it to pattern. I knit it to pattern. You didn't tell me any different. So there's little buttonholes. They weren't huge buttonholes or anything like that, but, I mean, they're there. So got that done. I'm probably going to keep this book out, because I'm going to go ahead, I think, and do the little Sock Arms cardigan for Peanut. I just got to decide on sizing because I'm going to do it out of fingering weight again. So I'll probably, well, it comes in, should be in between sizes anyways because it's a 4 or a 6. So I'll probably actually do it in a 6. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Which that's not going to hardly take any yarn whatsoever. So, okay, so that was number 1. Then when I finished that, I needed something quick and easy to do because I was over that. So I grabbed out a skein of Knit Picks worsted that I got from Goodwill for 99 cents. The colorway was Peacock. And the pattern I got for free, but it was only free, I think, for like 2 days or something, and now it's a paid for pattern. It's the new Benjamin Matthews Designs the Down the Line beanie.
I think I might have grabbed that one too. There was a couple of them recently, hats that he had released.
And there it is.
Yep.
So that will be Phil's Christmas hat. So got that done. And then my other FO, of course, is a pair of DK socks. Oh, let me put that down there. The yarn I used
It's pretty.
is Plymouth in the pink. Oh, please tell me I didn't. Okay, I thought I just took all my stitches off. And F Cancer from Yarn Inc. And this was the first pair out of the skein. And they came out really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what those look like. And there's a second one as well. So, ta-da! That's it. That's all I have for FOs.
Cool.
The sweater was a lot of knitting because last time I had basically the whole body done, and I had just started the sleeves. So I had to do basically 2 sleeves, a collar band, and button bands, and it's fingering weight. So that took a while.
And you still had yarn left because you were wondering on that main.
Yeah, well, I ended up knitting it a little bit shorter than what they said because it did not need to be that long with it being superwash.
Yeah.
So it wasn't crazy. I had that much left out of the 2 skeins. So I could have went a little bit longer, but Lori said she was going to use it for display, but also she would probably be wearing it. And I knew she wouldn't want it that long. So, cool. All right. Really quick announcements. And we did not talk ahead of time. So, surprise, Karen. We have started our Make the Gifts MKAL.
Oh.
Actually, today is the 30th. It starts tomorrow, July 1st. It will run until December 31st. I have already set up a chatter thread and an FO thread on Ravelry. Mm-hmm. We do this every year. This is the big one. So it's anything that you make that you gift to somebody other than yourself. It can be any sort of craft: knitting, crocheting, cross-stitch, painting, diamond painting, card making, sewing, whatever craft it is that you do qualifies. It does not have to be a certain size. It does not have to use, like if it's knitting, it does not have to use a certain amount of yarn. It's just whatever goes. Make sure you participate in the chatter thread because we do pull winners out of chatter and out of FO thread. And that is in our Ravelry group. If there's any makers out there that would like to donate prizes, contact Knit for Brains on Instagram. That's probably the best way because I usually always get alerts there. Well, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes I don't. I went in there the other day and I had a request thing from like 3 months ago, and I'm like, ooh. But I will actually keep an eye on that. So yeah, so that's our big one. So pretty much when you guys see this, it will be started.
Cool.
We do ask really no whips. Since we run it for such a long time, from July to December. I think we started that last year. Just something that you're starting from here on out. So, and because every year we tend to start it earlier, so you have more time for crafting. Like if you're doing it for Christmas, but these can be for birthdays, baby showers, whatever. Just as long as you're gifting,
weddings, whatever.
As long as you're gifting it.
Yep.
So.
Charity, you can gift to charity.
Yep. Alrighty, so that was the big announcement. Surprise, Karen. Whips. I got 5.
Oh, you beat me too.
Okay, well, let me just go to
She's like
let me just go to my first one because
Whip it out.
I'll just show you. I started the next pair of socks. So, which it was funny. I finished, I typically only work on socks when I'm out and about, but I was on a live the other night and I'm like, when we were at the restaurant that day, I had finished the first sock. Mm-hmm. And I was going to do the live, and I'm like, maybe I should do the sock. I bet you I can knock out a whole sock while I'm on that. Sure enough, I could. So I knocked that out, and I started another one. Because that's just easy to knit on. I don't have to pay any attention or anything like that when I'm trying to chat and whatnot with people. So,
yep.
That was my first one. Do I need to do another one?
Sure.
Okay.
She's on the roll.
This one I just picked up today because I'm like, I did a lot of knitting on that sweater and not a lot of knitting on anything else. So let me pick up some of these projects now.
That's part of the reason why I don't have very many whips.
I last minute will be like, okay, if I put 30 minutes on this, I'll have enough to show. So I did show this before. This is the Bumblebee Farm shawl pattern that I am making out of Arkansas Yarn Co. yarn. I do not remember the colorways, so let me see. This is from, nope, that's not the right one. One momento. Okay. They're both from the Sock Yarn Society from last year. This one is called How Sweet It Is. And this one is called Only Sweetly Creepy. Turn your sound down, girl.
It's only because I have my iPad in here.
Okay, so where my moo is where I was at last time. So from moo.
That's 30 minutes worth of work?
Yeah. So moo up is what I did today.
Wow.
So still really enjoying this. I always love a nice little mesh lace thing. And then we've got the cabling going down the side. I know I'm getting really close to, what'll be the last page I opened to? Let's see, 5, 10, 15, so 5 times 8. So I've got about 43 more rows of what I'm doing, and then I will start doing a fade back and forth with these two, and then it will completely go over to this one. So it has that half and half.
Okay.
So really enjoying this. Couldn't remember about it until I picked it up. I was like, I don't even remember if I liked, how the pattern was, but yeah, really enjoying it. And I have it in my strawberry shortcake bag with my strawberry shortcake needle stops. All right, I think it's time for you to go.
Okay, so the first one I'm going to show is the one I did the most work on. And that is I don't like the way this app skips the cover page. Okay. The design is called Minnie the Magi. The company that designed it is Heaven and Earth, and the artist is Donna Gelslinger. And since you have seen me, I have a total of 3,281 stitches, and I have 4.86% done. So this is where most of my work is. This is where I'm at. And I believe this is on 20 count easy grid. And this is what it'll look like. And that second page that I started, I'm just getting into the camel. So there's that one.
Alrighty.
That's where I focus most of my work.
And this one, I was undecided. At one point this week, I was like, oh, I'm just going to keep going on it. Like, if I would have kept going on it today, I probably actually could have had this finished.
Mm-hmm.
But then I decided to work on the other thing. So it's, I'm calling it my recycled yarn because I knit a sweater out of this and then I tore the sweater out.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was Crystal Sky's hand dyed. It was from one of her fairy clubs, I believe. And the pattern I'm doing is from Telly Bean Knits. It's called Secret Skein.
Ooh, that's pretty.
And I believe the last time, yes, you saw it. I had just started it and I was working it flat still because you work it flat for a little bit and then you join it in the round.
Okay, so it is an actual cowl.
Yes.
It would be considered a cowl. Okay.
So it actually goes this way. So I was here and I've done all of that. And of course I'm loving it now because I'm into all the drop stitches.
Fun.
So I made a lot of progress on that one. I want to say, and it just kind of depends on, let's see, 5 times be 45. About 55 more rows is all left on that.
Cool.
So, shouldn't be too much longer. I didn't show, this is the back side that goes, this, well, I'm going it wrong way. This is the back side.
Okay.
Because it goes, this is your neck.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's been a fun knit. And I actually already have another one of these planned. Because this is probably going to be the kind of Christmas gift knit this year. Yeah, move my thing.
Okay, the next one I'm doing is a new start. I actually, ironically, that you started gift knits. I'm doing this for my mom. It's by the Scarlet House. It's called Emma Peterson in 1894. Very pretty one. And this is a tribute to the designer's grandmother, Emma Peterson. In my most vivid memories of her, she always wore an apron with a pretty hanky in her pocket. That was my inspiration for this design. I spent a lot of time with her when I was very young. Sadly, she passed away when I was 6. So I'm taking that same inspiration, and instead of putting Emma Peterson 1894 in there, I'm going to replace it with my grandmother's name, Louise Pelletier, and her birth date, and I will end up gifting it to my... Oops.
Don't bleed on it.
Yeah, right. I will be giving it to my mom. So this is how far I got. I started on the lower left side. This is 30 count, white, even weave. So. Would have been further, but I had a frog.
Yeah, well, there you have it.
Yep.
My next one's a new cast on. All right, so the yarn I can't tell you because I had it caked up already because it was supposed to be used for something else. I actually tried it in something else, and it didn't work out. And in between caking it and trying it and then it going back in my stash, there was no label with it, so whatever. And then so this is like the main color.
Mm-hmm.
And then the mini that I pulled did not have a label with it neither. So that's going with that.
Pretty.
And I am making the Summertime Socks by Lolo Did It, Lauren Slagle. It's pretty much the same pattern as the DK weight, but in fingering weight.
Okay.
So I did get that started. I'm trying not to pull my needles out, except for the one that can come out. How about you just stay on there? So, she does actually give you 3 different options for what type of cuff you want to do, and I did the rolled one just like the other one. And I'm past the little heel. And we'll be starting going into the foot now. So, got that started. These are probably going to be a long time with. Won't even lie. Because
You've been liking doing the DK.
Not really in a rush. So, although I don't know, when I finish those DK socks that I have on, maybe I will actually put these in the bag and work on these for a bit. We'll see.
Okay. My next one is the Mount Juliet shawl, which of course you've seen Laura finish the one that she did. And my 2 colorways are mystery because they were caked up and have been caked up. Here's one color, contrasting color. And here's the main color. These are 2 purples. And I was at where the green was the last time I showed it, so I'm right at like 10%, a little over 10% right there. Whoopty! Oh, that's the bad thing about putting things down. I'm like, I know I marked this, and then my counts were right, and then I was like, no, this isn't the right one. So it took me a couple of rows. I'm like, all right, now I know where.
Well, you have no excuse because that's the one I printed you the pattern for.
Yep. Yeah, and I keep a little sticky tape, highlighter tape on it.
All right, my next one, which I'll be honest, I only worked on last night, is the Rainbow Bouquet, also by Telly Bean Knits. For the main color, I'm just using one that I dyed. And then I'm using a mini skein set from Lollipop Girl Yarns. So, where the stitch marker is right there. I did all that last night. So it's coming along. It's going to be really bright.
Oh, yeah. Whoever's doing that can be like a crosswalk guard.
You won't miss them coming.
Yep, see her coming.
And that's all the whips I got.
I don't remember if I worked on these or not. Yes, I finished another one and started another one. So that's 3. This will be my last one before I gift it. And this is Loops and Threads Classic Cotton. in the colorway. Is this over it? No. Vintage Floral Ombre. So.
Oh. Tomorrow's the 1st.
Uh-huh.
I gotta knit dishcloths tomorrow.
You gotta get ready for that.
Well, I got the cotton already in the bag because I keep that bag going the whole time.
And that's it. That's all I have.
Wow, look at that. Okay, acquisitions.
Nope.
Okay, you have one. Hold on.
All right.
Because I had somebody reach out and ask if they could send something here for you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Want to. There you go. Want to make sure I didn't show the address. This is from Cindy. I knew that wasn't going to make it. I knew it was going to catch air.
Thank you, Cindy. Oh, it's ironic because where she got it is where the main hub for the company I work for is in Connecticut. I haven't had to go there for business since before COVID hit. Let's see if there's an actual. Trick or treat kit.
Oh, already on the right path because her favorite season.
Picture. It already has, looks like it has everything with it. All the material, the thread, and actual little buttons that goes with it. Trick or treat. Very simple. You really just outline it, back stitch, and then you place the buttons. That's very simple.
Well, it'll be a nice quick one for you.
Yeah, that'd be a quick one. I could probably have this done next podcast.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Should we hold on
Thank
to
you
it,
very
guys?
much. I appreciate that.
Okay. I have some Goodwilling first. So, well, first off, I got this shirt from Goodwill. It says, no problema. I also got a new crochet one, too.
Mm-hmm.
Says something about crocheting so I don't murder people. I'll probably wear that next. I haven't done the wash for my Goodwill clothes yet because typically I have to run those through the washer a few times because they have a scent to them. And I can't wear them until that scent is off.
Yeah.
So I got that. Well, then also for $1.99, I picked up this bag, and the plastic crochet hooks will just be donated back. I was after the knitting needles because those are zings.
Yeah.
So I got a set of Zing DPNs for $1.99.
Cool.
I was like, as soon as I saw them, I'm like, those are zings. And then I did nab up, which will kind of tie in with knitting because I think these are going to be used for giving dishcloths at Christmas time. So I found a bunch of 31 bags that are brand new in the bag. And they are just the little square ones, which I have some of these that I actually use. And this one's really cute. It has like, it's all Christmassy.
That's a really cute idea to put dishcloths in.
It has a little handle, so I figure I can roll up dishcloths and put in there. And I'll probably never get it folded back. There we go. Look at me. So that was one of them, and I paid $1.99 for each one of these, which obviously whoever marked them did not know what they were. Because
that's okay.
Even though they were little, they should have been a little bit more than $1.99, but I'm not going to complain. This one, and these are called the Littles Carry All Caddy, is what they call them. That one has a snowman. And it has a little hat thing. That one was cute. And I did not even, like, I normally don't go down this particular aisle that these were in because they were in, like, with dishes and glassware and stuff.
Yeah.
But people were in my way, so I had to cut down this aisle.
Yeah.
And I don't know what grabbed my attention. I was like, wait a second. So, yeah, I found these with, dinnerware.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what I said. Whoever marked these just did not have a clue. So this one is called, I guess these had names. So this one was called Cool Cutie. This one was Hello Holiday. Oh, so is this one. So this one, my third one is the same as that first one I showed you. So I have two of the same.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought that would be cute for gifting. Because like I usually bring stuff my nail lady and whatever for Christmas. So yeah, it'll kind of be like a gift to go in it, but then the basket's kind of a gift
reusable
too,
instead of being like a wrapping or we know how you love to wrap.
Oh, guys.
It's your favorite part.
And it's so funny because everybody that knows me is like, seriously? You're so OCD. I picture you like really creasing and fold. No, I wrap like a 3-year-old because I can't stand it. I cannot stand wrapping. Ain't no fancy, no. If you get a wrap gift from me, count yourself lucky because it does not happen often. Okay, and then I did place an order. Actually, I contacted her because I saw a thing on Instagram of a bunch of pictures of bags going through, and I'm like, So then I went to her Etsy store and didn't see said bag, and I was like, So, you know me.
Yeah.
I messaged her. I'm like, hey, girl. I really need this. And she do you have more of that fabric? What's the story? What's going on? Did I miss it? And she's like, I have a couple that aren't listed yet. And I'm like, okay. So she had it in 2 sizes. I went with the smaller size because I tend to use smaller bags more so than I use larger bags.
Yeah.
I ordered for... Seriously, your name's not on here? I ordered from Lila Styles. And... Hold on, let me empty out the goodies she sent me first. You guys will understand why I had to have it. Let me zip it back up. And it's like when we used to have jelly shoes, and jelly bracelets, and
that's interesting material.
Look how cute, guys! You knew I had to get it. Had to. So this is the medium size. She also had one that was a little bit. It was taller, which you know how I'm not one for like a tall bag. Depending on what I'm going to use it for, but. This is going to be like the perfect size for me. I tend to like this size bag. So, yes. So I nabbed that. And then she sent me some goodies. So, hold on, let me open the bag so I can throw the goodies back in there. I got some stickers. I got Knit Happens. Ooh, got that one. I got that one. And then she sent me a yarn cozy. Put the cake of yarn in. I was looking for the card earlier. It was right in here, guys. Some lemon ginger tea, which is always good when you have an upset tummy. And look, she sent me a little pouch. Isn't it cute? And it's made out of that same jelly fabric.
That is amazing. It's to sew that? Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, that's how I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I would rather just support her. Well, and I was in the middle of doing a couple of custom orders and stuff too, and I was like, yeah, I could probably find, the stuff that she used, but I want to support another maker. I like to do that every once in a while. You guys know I've been really good about not spending a lot of money on yarn and bags and such. But, you know, every once in a while. Oh, and okay. So in my defense, so I do want to share this with you. I actually did not purchase this.
Oh, okay.
I did, but I did.
That's what you told Brett.
No, listen. I did, but I did. I only paid like $1.02 for this. You bought it for me.
I did? Oh.
Because I used
Happy birthday.
Yes. And she was having like a 30% off sale.
Awesome.
And I didn't expect, like, when I asked her that I would get the sale price. I wasn't worried about that. And she was like, oh, it's only blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay, that's even better yet. So, yeah, this was my birthday present from you.
Thank you.
It was,
You're welcome. I'm glad it's something that,
you hit it out of the park. So that's why this bag happened, honestly, was because I did have that birthday credit. And I've been saving it because, you know, that's one of those things that you hold on to. Like, I had purchased stuff from Etsy, but not necessarily stuff that was, like, for me.
Yeah.
So each time I went in there, I was like, nope, not using that. Like, I have to save that for when something, like, speaks to me. And it spoke to me, guys. It spoke to me. So that's my special little bag.
And it's your favorite strawberry shortcake. And sometimes it's hard to find things for you that you already have a niche for. So that's awesome.
Speaking of which, let me see if I can reach it. I got a new Funko Pop. Which you guys can kind of see a little bit of my Funko Pops, like the strawberry shortcake. I got Peeps. I have up above there, I have some Pac-Man ghosts, some Care Bears. Guys, I found an E.T. I had to add him to my shelf.
Talk about 1980s memorabilia.
Well, and he goes, I have a gizmo up there too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, that is just so stinking perfect. He was so cute. I had to have him. Well, see what happens, guys. I went to Marshall's.
Oh.
To get some sugar-free caramel syrup for my coffee because somebody had told me, because I normally get it at like Sam's Club or GFS, and somebody was like, oh, Marshall's has that from time to time if you go there. I was like, I haven't been out in the house a while. Let me go to Marshall's. Yeah. Okay, things happen there, folks. So, I think I got 5 or 6 bottles of syrup. Because 2 of them I got were actually salted caramel, and they were clearanced out. And then the other ones were ones that they had all the time, but they were like $4 less than what I normally pay.
Wow.
So, I'm like, got all these, and 2 of the bottles were glass. So I'm like, and I look up the line, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. And I'm like, no, you better get a cart. So I got a cart, and of course, it never fails, which thankfully I was not in a hurry, but there's going to be 2 registers open, and one of the register people is not even ringing. Because the lady in front of her won't be quiet about telling her about her cat. She stood there for 20 minutes talking to this lady about her cat. So while I was in your line, I'm looking around and I spotted E.T. So things happen. I was like, oh, I must have this. And then I'm like, okay, you guys need to get a move on because I don't know how many more things I'm going to find just standing in one spot. Because my head's on swivel. So I was so excited about that because I always loved E.T.
That's fun.
And then I had to rearrange my things again. So that's okay. That's all my acquisitions. So, I mean, really, was thrifting and my birthday gift. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. That's what I didn't make a note of telling you that. But yeah, thank you so much. I love it. I
thought of you.
I can't wait to use it. I'm like, what project can I put in this? Something will be going in it soon. Although, so I guess I did a really good job knitting that sweater. Because yesterday, as I was running crazy after the littles, chasing them up and down the sidewalk as they're scootering and riding bicycles, Lori sent me a text and was like, hey, would you want to knit this for us? And a picture. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then a little bit later, I got a notification. She shipped something out to me. Okay, so that's on the way. And then I get a message going, hey, what about this one? Do you want to do this one for us too? Okay. All right, well, that one I got to dye. I'm like, okay, fine. So one of them I will actually be able to show. It's not a secret.
Mm-hmm.
The other one actually is top secret. So when I get to that one, there will be some knitting. I will try to like work on some other things with it. Although the second one that's top secret has a deadline, whereas the first one does not have a deadline. So we'll see how this plays out with cutting into my being able to show you guys stuff. It might affect it a little bit.
So you're trying to say that I should step it up?
I'll let you know if it comes to it. No.
We're in trouble.
Nah, it'll be fine. I can always work on something for 15 minutes and be like, look at my progress.
Oh, yeah, obviously. 30 minutes. I went this far. I did want to share, we talk about storage all the time. And with my cross stitch, there's a numerous ways that you can store your threads. And in general, usually I do go with the flossaways when I do a project, which is basically miniature Ziploc baggies with holes in them and you put them on rings, which is fine. But if you're doing a huge project, and most of my projects are DMC, one, and a lot of my work when I do my cross stitch is at home because I have to have magnifying glass and light or some type of really good lighting. So when we were on one of our trips, I got a huge, this is a double-sided box.
You got it at Joann's.
Yep, I got it at Joann's. It was on sale. So I am slowly working, especially with my full coverages, as I start using them. I'm using the plastic little bobbins that look like this. And then I'm using a marker. I've tried the stickers. I have a few of them here with with the little stickers that you can get from DMC. They're okay. The problem is, what happens if the sticker falls off? Then you still don't know what color that is, color number that is.
Well,
so,
funny story. So, which I'm still not going to say it's not going to happen, because if I run across one, and I run across a lot of things. So, like they're probably like from the floor to here, and they're like this, and then they have the drawers.
Oh, yeah.
Like I almost got you one.
Really?
Yes.
At like a secondhand?
No, it was on a marketplace thing.
Oh.
I still got my eye. I'm watching the listing here. Lady got 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, that'd be nice for in her house to actually have stuff.
Yeah.
And you could put it in order, like the numbers and everything. So, never say never. You never know what I'm going to show up with for you.
Karen won't argue at all. But I was also thinking, because you guys can't see it, but she's got a pegboard back here too. Like with the fancy floss, a lot of times they come on like this little piece of paper. There's a little cutout on them, so you could. I was thinking of getting a pegboard and hooks and just like hooking them on there. And so as I do those projects, I'll be adding to it that way.
Well, and okay, so another thing too with the pegboard, some of your kits are in like a Ziploc kind of.
Oh yeah.
You could actually hang kits that you have purchased, or like if you have purchased like the pattern and then you have all the things, you could put it in a big Ziploc bag and hole punch it, and also hang on the pegboard.
Excellent idea.
So then, like, you could really have everything in one area where if you want to start a new project,
right,
you could just be like, which one do I want to do? And it would all be together. Yeah. So,
because I have a small space,
I would recommend that as well. Well,
completely organized.
You know how small it is in here. You guys can't tell, but this is a very small room.
She's an organized queen, but I do not feel claustrophobic in here.
No, no.
Even when we're sitting here with the camera in front of us and everything, there's still plenty of floor space. So you don't feel like you're going to run into things and stuff. So I'm getting there. But I have been working on this. I did get my 2 ottomans pretty much cleaned out that sit in our living room. So I've taken over a half of one of those. So my plan this week is to move the blankets over to the other one and then take over the rest of that one. Chuck doesn't know that, but what does he care?
Exactly.
But, and this is great too, because sometimes these full coverages, it calls for a color and you like use one thread or 2 threads and that's it. So you can just, set it in here and any of my full coverages I can pull from the same box. So that's my goal. Working on it slowly.
Alrighty. You want to remind folks what to do?
So if you'd like to see us again and be reminded about us, of course.
Why would they not?
Because they want to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
So I just have to say really quick before we go, we ended up having to go to the Friendship Festival. Not once,
I avoided it.
Twice. The first day was hot as bejesus.
I bet.
Phil had tickets for rides and everything, but of course Grandma and Grandpa get invited so we can pay for the games. But it was so funny because Grandpa, Lucas, I think they took turns and this was really nice because she had won a trumpet and as she was up there she's blowing it in Brett's ear. And then the next night, and he did rides and stuff, whatever, with them. They still had tickets left over. The next night, Olivia was going to perform at her tap dance at the Friendship Festival, which I have to tell you was the best she had ever done it. Oh my gosh.
Really?
She remembered it. She was into it. It was so cute. And then afterwards, Alisha, she had to stay for the whole thing, and then she was going to have to go back to the studio. So Phyllis stayed home with little man, and we were going to take Olivia home, but of course then they're like, oh, well, we have tickets left. Do you want to take her to ride? And she wants to play the ducky game again. And I'm like, well, past her bedtime, because she didn't perform until 7 something.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's fine. She doesn't have anything the next day. Well, that night it ended up getting cold. And I had a sweatshirt with me. I was just getting ready to put it on. And she's like, Grandma, I'm cold. So Grandma had to freeze while she wore my sweatshirt. And she was really good. We went through all her tickets. We let her play more games. I said, okay, it's time to go. She didn't fight. She did nothing. She was just like, okay, Grandma, we're almost out of the Friendship Festival. And I'm like, oh, this is golden. And then she's like, I need a pink drink and I need French fries. And I'm like, well, can we go to McDonald's? No. So we have to stop at the cart and get, because, why would we just go and spend $3? No, let's go pay $12 for some fries. But whatever. So her and Brett shared the fries and whatnot. So then we're walking back to the car, which we're parked pretty much over at Goodwill, so across the street, and she walks so slow.
She didn't want to go.
No, she's just a slow walker, and she's got to look at everything, and and it's like, and I had told Brett, I'm like, when we get to the point where we have to cross the busy street, you're going to have to carry her because we won't make it across. Yeah. And he looks at me, I'm like, she's so slow, and he's like, come on, Peanut. So he actually started carrying her before we even hit the street because I was just like, and she was so tired. I thought she was going to fall asleep as she was being carried. And I had to keep her talking the whole way home because I didn't want her to fall asleep on the car. And her dad was like, yeah, she was easy to get to bed, and she had to tell me all about her and Pawpaw went on this ride and went on that ride, and he went in the mirror funhouse thing
yeah.
with her, which he's like, well, you could do that. I'm like, no, I'm claustrophobic. He's like, it's glass, you can see out. I'm like, it doesn't matter. And then he's like, well, why don't you go on the slide with her? And I'm like, no, because, you know, it's that really tall one that goes like this. And I'm like, that would be like I'm back in Arkansas. And I go, I don't have my motion band on.
Yeah.
I'm like, not a good idea. You can go with her. Like, that's why Grandpa comes. He does stuff like that. Grandma does not. I'll carry everything. I'll pay for stuff. That's it. So, yeah, so we did that. That was good. All right. We are going to head out because I am absolutely starving, and I know I heard a plate, which means my husband is done smoking my corned beef brisket.
Yum.
For my tacos. Because I am starving. So just a reminder, July 1st, which is pretty much now as you're watching this, gift the knits until December 31st. So guys, get to crafting. Get some entries in there. A reminder, if you're a maker, if you want to donate something, just let me know for a prize, because we will be giving out quite a few prizes. As always, the more entries, usually the more prizes we give out.
Yep.
So, and I think that's it, yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.